Y'all ready to do some timing chains on your Golf R or GTI? Golf R is a little more pain in the butt with this washer reservoir, but pretty much the same. So let's start moving some stuff out of the way here. Take the whole bracket off, screw it. Washer reservoir out of the way. Stick a screwdriver in there. Stick it out of the way. It'd be nice to get these lines out of the way, but they're such a pain. I'm gonna figure out a way to get this out of the way. Such a pain in the butt with these lines in the way. Well, this one's easy. You just pinch the sides. Get this one out of the way. This one, not so much of a easier one. I think this one we need to pinch the sides here. These are a pain in the butt. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna do this one. This one has an aftermarket MPI, so I was actually able to take it off the fuel line. To get this line off, you need like special tool, not special, but there's these two little black tabs, and you usually end up breaking them rather than getting it actually apart. When you take it off, you want to disconnect the battery. So let me disconnect the battery after I get this off. Out of the way. Hold me back, hold me back. Make sure you have a catch in your car because it's going to spill a bunch of fluid everywhere. I put the bracket or the brace on because I got to take the bracket off. I hate this fitting right here. It was cool at first, but crap. Alright, let's take the wheel off. And now... What? Talking to my camera. Fender liner off. Getting this one. Cut the rocks. The belly pan off too. Oh god. Big rock. Okay, now we need to remove the washer reservoir in here, which I do not recall how. Well, to get the whole bracket off, to get it out of your way, to do the timing, you don't have to move it. I feel like I'm gonna take this off because it's gonna piss me off. I'm just gonna go ahead and take it all off. But what you are gonna need is that you can either remove this fender liner completely or just kind of pull it back. And get in there, but you need a catch because you're about to drop all your washer fluid. Go ahead and pull the pump out here. You just slide it up. Try. It's got this little brake duct in my way. And then they wrap a pump wire or wires around it. That's cool. Stupid. I'm getting pissed. Out. Get these 10 mils off. I think there's another one on the back side. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get to, but if you just undo these lines for this washer reservoir, which is also kind of a pain in the butt, because this line here, you gotta squeeze these two things at once. Get that off. That's for the bumper washers. You only technically have to take off these two here. You can see that these two and this one. Get the reservoir, but I want to take this whole bracket out of the way because it's like a pain in the butt to get to it. Makes everything like kind of pain in the butt for the timing to get to. So you pull your whole reservoir out of the way. And it's still got fluid in it, so be careful when you place it. It'll dump it all out. That's out, and I gotta take this bracket off. I'm pretty sure there's some on the inside, but what I want to do is do this so I can get this bracket off for the I mainly did this so I get the bracket off for the motor mount, whatever it's called. So now that I got that off, I can lower the car down and get access to the motor mount. Okay, so you got your triple squares for here, and then here's these last two 10s. They're right here. They come this way, the two nuts. Go ahead and take those off. This is only if you have a Golf R, by the way, that this washer reservoirs are overrated. So you take the inside bracket off. That's one bracket. There's still more bolts holding this piece of crap down. There's still one down here on the side of the car. But anyway, I'm gonna try to get these. I think it's best if you just go from the bottom with these ones. No space at all. That's sweet. Size. Oh my God, wrong size again. And I ended up using my stubby 12-point triple squares, or whatever you call them, because it's really tight between the body and the thingamadoo. And I got that one, and then I need to get this one more. So I got the bottom two for this bracket laying underneath it, which is probably your best bet, honestly. I gotta lift up the engine enough to gain access to this last bolt right here. I'm running out of space here. Alright, too long. bracket's a little tighter than the Mark 6s. Lay the bits out here. I swear that I used to just pull these in. Alright, so I turn this so the holes that were up are facing to the right, so turn it clockwise. And then you can squeeze her out there. That's how I got that. Kind of a pain in the ass. That pissed me off a little bit. Now you can't take the dipstick out until you drain your oil, because it's going to come out the dipstick hole. So make sure you drain your oil first. I haven't done that yet, so I'm just going to keep going here. Take these plugs off. You go ahead, you pull the gray tab on them, and then push down and release them. Let's go ahead and take these off. So. You can pop this out of here, the dipstick thing. Don't take it out from the bottom though. So just pop it out to move it to the side a little bit. These are also a common occurrence of leaking, but you can see this cap was leaking too. So I think there was they were changing to a different cap with more spring on it or something. I don't even know. These oil caps suck. Just one more bolt here. Okay, let's take these cam adjusters out. Magnets, or whatever you want to call them. I'm getting this last one. I might have to do it by hand. Blasphemy. Still doesn't fit. Also, I haven't done it yet, but if you disconnect your pendulum mount on the bottom of the car, it helps the engine go up and down. These have like Loctite on them, I'm pretty sure, or something. They're always super hard to get out. You don't have to replace these. I technically never replace any bolts. People will ask me like, are those replaced? You have to replace those? I'm like, nah. I don't personally replace a lot of bolts. Unless it's like head bolts or something like super important, because I've never had any issues reusing them. And especially when people like come from far away and they want the job done in one day and they don't bring any extra bolts, and so you gotta reuse them, so you're just screwed. Okie doke. Take the flathead, pry these out of here. They're going to leak oil a little bit. There's no left and right on these, they just come out. They're just actuators, they don't have left and right. Oh, that sucks. Well, so I just broke that one, that's cool. Fuck. Gonna need a new one of these. Let's see if I have one. Fuck. Doke. And then now that we are got this off, we can set up our timing on the top. They're rolling up right now. It's these. There's these marks right here on top of the cam sprockets, cam gears. These little indents. So then when those are coming towards the top, towards the 12 o'clock position, I broke that adjuster. God damn it. Alright, so let's see if I can check the timing. Ooh, stopped. I stopped it right dead on the bottom. So these are almost straight up and down. This one's probably like right before the 12 o'clock. This one's at the 12 o'clock. Man, so when these are on time, your crank's on time. But if your crank's on time, it doesn't necessarily mean these are on time. So you got to make sure these are up. They could be 180 out. So then we got these two adjusters. So just do yourself a favor and get the timing kit. And then you'll get these things to take these off. I don't know if this is the right one or not. I think this is the wrong one. There we go. And then one thing that I do is, now that it's in there, go ahead and slide your ratchet in and just your reverse threads. So just give it a whack. It should come loose. So that one came loose. Go ahead and place this in the hole. These are the offset ones. There's different styles. There's some that are straight across. There's some that are offset. So you just get the timing kit that has all of these in it. Okay, this one's in. And I got that one, so I got them both. use a rag to help grip the thingamadoos. I don't know what these are called. The things that they control the oil flow into the cam for adjustment, or the adjuster for adjustment. And then usually you can spin them out by hand and they'll hang up like right when they're about to come out. So let's see if I get lucky with these or not. See, they always hang up like right at the last couple threads. So they're kind of pain. And these things also go bad. In one of my videos I did these. You can't see it, it's inside here. And sometimes these end pieces shot off in the camshaft. But inside here you can look and see there's all these metal pieces inside, or you could take this center piece out. So if you kind of push, you can see those move. But even beyond that, there's metal things inside there that go bad. Yeah. Oh, this one came out. Okay. And then this one, you can't really tell. I'm saying you can move it with your finger and see the passages, but deep down inside here, unless you take it completely apart, if you're getting faults for these, or you get timing faults, most likely those are bad. Okay, then we can go ahead and take our cam bridge out. These bolts they recommend to replace too, but I'm not going to do that because I'm a savage. You go ahead and try to pry it off a little, like evenly a little bit. A little here, a little there. Pull on one side while you're pulling with the other. Oh, that's too much. Okay, so use a screwdriver, makes it a little, you can go little bits at a time. There's your cam bridge. They no longer have the screen in here to get all fall apart and ruin your engine, the ball, blah blah blah. Okay, and then now we're gonna lift it up, and then I gotta do the crankshaft and everything down there at the bottom. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna get this adjuster off here. God, I hate golf cars have extra crap on them. Move that out of the way. Take the belt off. Oops. Move that out of the way. Currently draining the oil down there. Let's take the crank pulley off. This is a 24mm. Go ahead and put your spacer on with your bolt so you don't lose your time, or your gear doesn't fall off and you mess it up. You don't have to zap that on, so don't worry about that. And pop your dipstick tube out the bottom. And push that to the side. Go ahead and start taking all these out. Let the oil drain a little bit. Okay. So since I'm not trying to save this lower cover, I'm just gonna manhandle it. If you are trying to save it, don't manhandle it. You gotta take it off carefully. Usually a heat gun or something, but most people just replace them. They're a real pain in the butt to get off. Careful of this adjuster here. There you have it, you're in the cams. The chains here. Now one thing, when you do the timing, or if you want to do your, can't really see that, the adjuster for the balance shaft is dead into this axle. So unless you got a 27mm wrench, which I don't even think I do, I have to use a socket, or some kind of low profile socket, you can't get this out unless you take the axle off. So keep that in mind if you're doing balance shafts. Okay, I don't think I have to record this because I had that video of the timing, but I don't know, we'll see what I can do here. It's really hard to capture with this. I'll do my best. Okay, what do I got to take off? Everything. So you can either pin this oil thing, oil tensioner out of the way, or just pull the spring out of the way. I just pulled the spring out of the way. And then since we're doing everything, might as well just take this off. Now you can pull your chain pump off, or the pump for the chain for the pump. Pull our tensioner out of the way. When you do the tensioner, you're going to leak some oil out of it. Doke, and then we're going to start taking these guide rail pins or these guide rail bolts out. It's like this is probably one of the hardest things to capture here. If you don't know, I have a video on setting up the timing on these out with the engine out of the car, so you can go watch that video. Try to link it if I can. Pull this chain guide out. And that was the sound of my camshaft spinning over a little bit. And let's see what else do I have left here. Ooh. Fucker. I gotta put this piece of shit down. That's probably the best view here, honestly. Slide this one out of here. Doke. And then we can take. We got a new one of these. Got a new one of these. Let's try to slide it off without breaking it. Let's see if I can. That thing slides on. Kind of makes it easier to get the chain off. Your chains. That's the chain that connects the camshaft. Now we need to work on the balance shaft chains and guides. Wonderful. Same steps. I just can't get in there enough. I'm just going to take off all these bolts here. Go a little lower. Just do this from the top. Take all these bolts out of here. I think you got all new ones of those. Let me check. Yeah, we got new ones of these. Got this one. That one. The tensioner one. Tensioner. Last. Then your sprocket will come loose for the crankshaft. It has that indentation for timing. Then you have your balance shaft chain. And then that's pretty much it. Like I said, you got to get a 27 on this tensioner, so I'm going to try to get that off now, and that should be fun. I can get that out. Alright, so this actually fits my 27 to 3/8, so I can get this out. Fits on there perfectly. And then once you get it loose, you just gotta unscrew it with your finger. Pull it out. Now that you got everything out of the way, it's a good time to start cleaning off all the old sealant, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So for your balance shaft chain, you have like a million links here. So these two, they won't reach the marks. These two, they won't reach the marks. These ones won't reach either. So what you need to do is line up this one and this one. Those will line up with that, and then this one will line up with the crank. If your crank's on time, it'll get really close. I don't think it's this one. I think it's gonna be this one. And then double link means nothing. So I'm gonna line up these two at the bottom. Like I said, you can check out the other time video. It's way easier to see. And also when installing the new chain for the balance shafts, this part, this indentation goes on the inside towards the engine because it clears the casting. So just make sure you do that, not this way, because you'll crack it. Here's the other ones, self-explanatory. Keep on chugging. I'm having a hard time getting this to focus down there. I'm trying to. Do. Okay, anyways. So I got that on. That on. I'm going to put this on now. Put this back on. The crank tool with the flat spot facing up. I'll line up my crank arc down here with these. Make sure that's nice and seated so you don't ruin it. I got my mark lined up down here. Then I'm throwing these guides down here. Tensioner in, my chain or my guide. A bit of tensioner. And also, a few of these, or a couple of these bolts are different dimensions. Right here on the bottom's fatter, so make sure you put them. It's for the tensioner for this one, and I think maybe the upper one over here. But just make sure you use the right sizes. You fit them in there first, so that you won't break anything. And then I'll double check my links. I got my timing here, and my timing here, and then I know I got my timing at the bottom. Take my chain, my tensioner for the balance shafts, put it in, I started first, so put some tension on it. I know that we're all on time down here still. I can see it. Okay. Go ahead and tighten all these down now. shafts. Now I'm going to work on the camshafts. And then here's the chain for the cams. No links, links. So you got your crank down here and your two cams up here. I don't know why one's double linked and one's not. Don't matter, feed your chain through. And then you just kind of place these on here for now. Because they're not going to line up yet. Because one of these camshafts spun on me because I heard that when I took the tensioner off. So that was cool. So which one is it? I forget how I turn these ones to make it. Because you used to be able to fit a wrench in the back. But you definitely can't do that anymore. Anyways. Alright, oh, I should have put on the crank first because that's going to be like kind of pain. Okay, so it looks like they both probably went like this, or this one went like this, whatever, they both moved. So now I gotta turn them both. I'm trying to remember how the heck I turn these. There's no way I'm fitting a wrench back there. No way. No way, dude. Maybe if I just put... How do you turn these? I don't remember. I have these also, which I deem useless, but if you want to try them, I'll try them right now. Let's see. So they slide in and out. So you put it in here, slide it away from the teeth and the cam so you can rotate it. Do the same thing here. Okay, and then I know that I got to turn both of these clockwise a few. So let's see, how can I turn these? Let's see if I can turn. Let's put this one on time here. It's still recording this. Let's see. Let me put it on time on the bottom, actually. Let's see. What have we here? Okay. That doesn't seem right. I'm that far off? I guess so. Alright, I always talk smack on these, but these are actually helping me out this time. So what I'm doing is pulling the chain off, using a pair of oil filter wrench pliers to turn the cam a little bit. So I need to go about like a tooth on this one so I can turn it, lock it in place with that one. See where I'm at. Ooh, so close. This one probably needs to go just a little bit more. Good. Should be in. It's not lining up though. Go one more tooth because I gotta add a little bit of slack for this upper chain guide. Go one more tooth here. Add that tooth. Put that there. Now I can add this on there. You need a little bit of slack to get these in here. And then, let's check my crank down here. Crank's on, so I'm going to slide in one of these guides. This one uses the 2 smaller bolts. So I'm going to go ahead and look at this and try to figure out which way it goes. Feed this in here. I don't think I can feed it in through the top on these motors. No way. You just gotta hand angle it in there. There we go. Clear the casting and the head here. You kind of gotta turn it a little bit. See, now stupid tool's in the way. You can't fit this in here. If I take this out, this cam's going to rotate. There's no way to feed this down this way. That's what it was with this tool. It just gets in the way. Let me try putting that guide in, then this thing. Mark 6s, you don't even need these. This one. Okay. You can see still. Try this tool now. There, we got that in there. Okay. So we're off time on this cam. We're still on time on the crank because I just checked it. But just now getting the slack because I put this damn tensioner up here. Getting able to turn this thing is going to be a pain in the butt. So now I don't have the slack over here really to rotate this. What is this, a pain in the ass? How the heck did I do these other ones? I don't even know. See if I can. I get this one. Cannot. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, you can get this guy in with those tools on. This thing keeps trying to spring open on me, so I'm gonna go ahead and slide that back on. Well, I didn't do shit, but. Okay, I don't like how there's this here though, but once I take these off, I think we'll be good. I got this one started. That one, I need one more. Is it a small one or a big one up there? How'd I put it? I think this is actually supposed to be a big one. I got a small one. Okay. Slap on this fucking side of the fucking giant. There's nothing either. Yes, I fucked up. Let's see. Let's just do this. Let's see. That's exactly what happened. Got one piece of that. lot of finagling, but I finally got it. And then this is where your mating surface is for your cam bridge. So don't, make sure that you can get these off easy. Don't stick a screwdriver in here and mar all this up. Because I've seen another shop do that. I'm assuming that's what they did. They were using this tool and they were trying to get it out and they used a screwdriver and messed it all up. So you gotta make sure there's no tension on the cams anymore. First time these actually kind of helped me out. That's amazing. Now, I did use a screwdriver, but I was super careful. And I made sure that I use like a soft edge, just like right inside here where it's not important. I didn't have to use one over here to get that one out. So I'm on time here, here, and I just checked the crank. We're on time there. Balance shafts are still on time. Because that would suck if they weren't. I'd shoot myself in the face. Yep, those are all on time. So now just go back and tighten all your bolts here, your tensioner or your guide bolts, and then what I'm going to do is tighten these down. Make sure those are snug for now. Okay, and now everything's on time. Nothing's ever going to line up again. Well, it will if you crank it over enough, but pull your pin for that. And then if you rotate it, these will never line up again. Well, not for a long ass time, like 100 something revolutions. So just make sure everything's dead nuts where it's supposed to be. Mine is still with the pin pulled. We're good here, we're good here. And that's it. And then you just start reassembling. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up again to put the lower cover on. So you gotta put the chain, don't forget your chain for the oil pump, just chilling down here in the oil pan. Just make sure you fish it on the bottom first. So this one's not actually on the bottom. Okay, there's no timing marks for the oil pump. You just put that back on. Put that on. Tighten the 230 for it. Alright, and that's it. Just go over all your bolts again one more time, mark them, whatever you're going to do. I think some people get annoyed. I mean, not that I care, but my videos are too long. But then people also get annoyed when they miss a step. That's most of the time, and I hate editing videos. So, mostly, I hate editing videos, and I don't care if you don't want the whole thing or not, but you get the whole raw footage, because a lot of people like to have raw footage. I know that it sucks going through and figuring out what you actually need to know. Regardless, you get it all. So that's that. Now I'm gonna get the timing cover and I'm gonna clean the timing cover up and put that on. Here's a looky-loo with the silicone that I used. Yeah, fucked up there, but not too crazy. You don't have to go around both the holes. I just put a lot in this corner because that's where it's kind of questionable how it seats on there. And then I'm going to, I don't know if I want to go from the bottom or the top. I'm gonna go from the bottom. That's a wet ass. Yeah. this big screw all these nuts in here. All these bolts. Nice, right in the oil. Looks like I'm reusing one of the old bolts. I'm fishing that out of there. There's a hole. Alright. Sorry, there's not much to see here. Everything's just buried in here. Kind of got to put on evenly. It's kind of a bit of a pain in the booty. I get to use a back end of a screwdriver sometimes to help. Pretty sure these are like 12 Newton meters with a 90 degree. I'm gonna do a tight, and then a 90. I can't believe I broke that stupid cam adjuster thing. Was on all the way. Guess not. These back on. These don't matter either. Just remember that they're reverse thread. Give it a little snug with your hands. You don't have to go buck wild with it, just a little bit of snug. Then he also got a new one of these, which isn't a bad idea because these can warp and they're kind of just crappy. So I got a new one of these to put on, which is gonna feel nice because it's all nice and clean. And it comes with all the gaskets, which is awesome. Put your dipstick tube back in before you put your bracket on, so you get that messed up. That'd suck. Pop that in. And I'll put the crank pulley on there. crank bolt is on. Throw the belt on. Put this sensor back in down here. Put the non-broken one in the back. So when I change the broken one, I get to it easier. Thinking maybe I can get the if I can find the ear of the other one. So this is what happened. This thing freaking fell off, dude, and broke. If I can get the ear for it and then put it on and then like silicone it for now, so I can at least run the car and do this trans service and stuff. So I think I'm gonna just do that until I can get a new one. You have this inner O-ring, and then you have this. I don't know, I gotta find the broken piece. I heard it fly off somewhere. Dang it, let me find it. Shot all the way outside the garage. Yeah, it sucks, dude. It's a bummer, man. Stupid. So I'm just gonna glue it or silicone it. Guess I'll just silicone it for now, right here. And then I'll get the new one. Yeah. So annoying. Sucks. It's not gonna work. That's probably gonna leak. Keep an eye on that. Remember, I snapped this out now. There we go. Just stick this in there. Let me drop that. close. Alright, I don't know if I didn't really wrap up the video on the chains, but I think I pretty much covered most of everything. And the only other thing you have to do, well, you don't have to do it, but it's if someone needs to diagnose it in the future, there's like a calculated value of the chain slack, and if you go through the CDS or the scan tool, and you just reset the adaptations for the chain, and then it just goes over based upon mileage, how much it's stretched or whatever. So I just went and reset that through VCDS. But anyways, I'm working on the exo set. Oh, actually, let's do that. Yeah, so that's it for the chains. Car's done over there. Yeah, cool. Peace out.